Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Monica. I like to post anti-MLM, life, and some true crime content here on this channel. So if any of that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around. In today's video, I am bringing you anti-MLM content. So of course, just as a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only and just my opinions. Today, I'm talking about Monat. Yet again, I don't know why, but I've gotten a lot of Monat information sent to me, or I've come across a bunch of it. And so if anyone has any videos they want me to react to that is something other than Monat, please send it over. Hey everyone, Editing Monica here. I just wanted to quickly say, because the transition between some of these clips is a little off, because originally in my intro, I talked about how I was also going to react to a Zoom call, but I realized that the Zoom call is actually unlisted here on YouTube, and just for the sake of not wanting to get into any trouble, whether it be a privacy claim or something like that, after I filmed the video, I decided that I would cut all of that out. So the intro here is a little awkward. So today I'm going to be talking about a voice clip, well, a bunch of voice clips that one of you had sent me that you got in your DMs regarding the free Monat car. And let's get back to the video. We know that these cars are not free. I have done an entire video dedicated to it, along with many others here on the platform that is YouTube. And I'm just gonna say it right now because someone commented this on a recent video talking about how people, these reps, they don't understand that this car is a lease in your name. So of course you have to put it into your credit more times than not. You probably have to have a cosigner. So if you have a spouse, husband, wife, whatever, they usually help you on that. And with that being said, the comment that I received was talking about these reps not realizing that luxury cars are expensive to fix. I know, and I had a conversation with you in the comment section talking about how I had a BMW in the past. I will never recommend anyone getting a BMW. No offense to anyone who loves their Beamer, but I hated mine. And it was in the shop more than it was on the road. At the time that I had it, it was a newer model. So, and it had, I don't know, I think like 20 miles on it or something like that. And let me just tell you, it was extremely expensive to fix. And not everything was covered on the warranty, unfortunately. So that is something to keep in mind when these reps tell you that these cars are free, because we know that you have to hit a certain rank, you have to stay at that rank for a certain amount of time, and if you drop in rank, then you don't get that bonus. And the thing that bothers me about the Monat car incentive is you only get that bonus if you're doing really well. And let's say that you don't want that caddy, you don't want that car that they have to offer, you are perfectly fine with the car that you have, or maybe you already have a caddy. The Monat car incentive, from what I was reading about it, it doesn't cover an existing lease that you already have. Let's say that you already have a lease, it doesn't cover that. And if you don't get this free car, then you're out of a bonus because they don't allow you to get a cash bonus instead, which I think is very unfair. But as I've said in previous videos, it's not my company, so it's not my call. Before we get into the voice clip, the person that sent the message, it said, "I'm sorry girl, but I looked at your income disclosure and the financial outcome looks very bleak. 94% of people make basically nothing. Not trying to be rude at all, but numbers speak for themselves in my opinion. And the car is only paid for 48 months. So that's still a ton left to pay on a luxury vehicle all on your own." The rep responded,
"Hey girlfriend, you're not being rude. It's fine. I was uneducated too before I started this. So when you look at that 94% of people, right? Think about any small business that's ever started. 99% fail. Okay, whether it's direct sales or anything. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm running around my neighborhood right now. But it's just like any other business. Many people give up. They quit. They're losers. Okay? How I got my free car and everything is because I didn't give up. So are you a winner or a loser? That's what I tell people all the time when they partner. I'm like, the way you make this your full-time income is you don't give up. You keep growing your clientele, helping more people get the hair of their dreams. And that's what we all say whenever we are doing this full time. We're like, I just didn't quit. So those 94% of people gave up. As for the car, it is 100% paid for. Okay? When you get a lease, the lease I got for my free Cadillac was 36 months. I got the XT6, the big one, and my company gives me $750 every month towards the lease. The lease is $752. So I pay $2 a month for my Cadillac. And it's a lease, so you don't pay for the entire vehicle, right? A 36-month lease is like half what the vehicle's worth. So that's it. So that is incorrect what you're saying. I do not pay for my vehicle. Once my lease is done, I can start another one or try for the Range Rover, whatever I want to do, but my car is free, so that is incorrect. And I questioned my uplines a million times. I'm like, how on earth are you getting a free Cadillac when they're $65,000 and the company's only giving you this much a month? Like, there's no way. But I was uneducated. They were like, no, it's a lease. You have it for as long as you want, whatever puts it into the price range that Monat pays you. And then after that, you can lease it again, or you can upgrade, or whatever. And then obviously I went and literally did it. So you're hearing it from the source, how this all works. Keep asking me questions, girlfriend. I asked them all, and now I'm 2 years in. I was doing this full time after 2 months. All right, so I'm a winner, and I think you're a winner too.
We've talked about this on this channel before, about how these reps think that you're either a winner or a loser, or if you're a loser, it's because you quit, blah, blah, blah. On my reaction to an It Works rep that said something very similar, I got a comment recently from one of you guys talking about how, well, if you stopped using substances, so let's say that you had a problem and you went and you got help, that makes you a loser because you quit doing it. And that's a good point to make. And another thing too, if you're working at a full-time job, if you're not getting anything out of that job, if you're not growing with the company, you quit for a better opportunity. So just because you quit something doesn't make you a loser. And if someone has a small business, let's say that they don't do well, they're not necessarily quitting per se, they're just deciding that this is the best option for them and that they cannot sustain this business anymore, so they move on to something else. That doesn't make them a loser. It makes them smart, and it makes them realize that, you know what, this isn't working out for me. I haven't made any kind of profit, so I can't do this anymore. Even if it is something that they're passionate about, it doesn't make them a loser. Because sometimes you have to just swallow your pride and do what's best for you, both financially, mentally, and your family. Because some of these people that do have small businesses, they do have families. Others are on their own, so they don't have to worry about putting food on the table for an entire family. I don't know if that makes sense. Then she talked about how she doesn't pay for this Cadillac. But just before that, she was saying that she pays $2 for it because of the bonus that she gets, and that's how much she owes. All right, well, so there's that. She already said, and now I know that it's only $2, but you can't make these claims and then say that, so I paid $2 for the car. On top of that, she talked about how it's a lease. When you work a 9-to-5 job, for example, if you're at a specific position where they give you a company car, it doesn't go on your credit. It's not in your name. It's all in the company's name. So if, let's say you leave the company, you're not stuck with that payment, that lease payment. It goes right back to the company. Whereas if you decide to leave Monat, or let's say that you notice that you're starting to really lose money and you cannot afford this, you're locked into that lease. As soon as you leave Monat, the car doesn't go back to Monat. And that's something that these people don't think about. And like I said before, the maintenance on these cars, depending on what your, I guess, agreement was you might have to pay for some of that maintenance. And let me just tell you, luxury cars are expensive to maintain. That's just the reality of it. Unless if you have, like myself, you have a personal mechanic who could fix things yourself, then yes, it's going to be a lot less expensive. But if you're going to a dealership, it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg. No shade at dealerships or anything like that, but we all know that it's usually more expensive when you go to a dealership. Before I continue, the person responded to the rep and said, "Oh, I see. So after the lease is over, you can basically return the car and then set up another lease with a different vehicle. That makes more sense now." I was like, "Oh my God, that must suck to get stuck with a huge payment afterwards." This is what the rep said.
Exactly. I was like, I'm not getting the car if I have to pay anything. That is a joke. And then I asked my mentor a million and one questions, and she was like, no. She's like, wait till you qualify. They will send you a huge pamphlet, and it explains everything. So once you're in the business, you'll know everything works. But it's about being properly educated. The thoughts going through your head of what you think this business is, I wouldn't want to do that either, right? So like if I'm obsessed with it and doing this full time, you know it's awesome. Like I wouldn't steer you wrong, right? So what other questions do you have for me? You know, this is your decision, it's your life, but I want you to have the facts. And I've literally been doing this for a very long time. I know everything, so ask away.
She is going to say whatever she possibly can to get this person recruited into her downline. Because the more recruits that she has, the more money she's going to make and the higher rank she's going to hit. The MLM structure is built where you need people all the way at the bottom that these higher ups don't give a shit about, because you need those people to lose money. You need people to buy products and not make any kind of income in order for the people at the top to continue rising to the top. That's just how it works. So the person responded with, when I Googled the company, some stuff came up about hair loss and stuff. So how do you address that if people ever bring it up? Let's listen to the rep's response.
So obviously this hasn't impacted my business, as you can see. We have an overwhelmingly amount of happy customers, 2.5 million loyal customers. But Google loves bad news. But when you click on articles, the headline is grabbing, but when you actually read, it's like, all these claims were proven false. Like once proven by science, you know what I mean? So like it's all garbage, it's all BS. So if anyone asks me, I'm like, yeah, don't worry about that. You know, haters love to hate, but it's just natural products. So when people are unfamiliar with natural products and how they change your hair, they're just uneducated. And so they, you know, those Karens of the world are quick to start posting things, but has not impacted my business. I'm thriving. We all are. My customers are so happy. I've never had any issues with my customers. So not an issue. Don't view it as an issue. It won't be.
That's the end of the voice clip. It's not garbage though, because there are people out there who have experienced these issues. There is information out there about that. There are lawsuits. And for her to say, oh, well, when you click on the headline and then it says that it's all been proven to be false. What articles are you talking about? Why don't you send those articles to the person that you're talking about? Why don't you send them this information and these sources that you have? Because if you're not sending sources, you can't say things like that and expect everyone to take your word for it. A lot of people will. It is our own responsibility to do our own research prior to doing anything, prior to joining an MLM. And I will say that I did not do the proper research before I started the 2 MLMs that I started. And that does fall on me. I do take responsibility for that. So at the end of the day, yes, it is the other person's responsibility in order to do all of this research, in order to look into the company. But sometimes, if you notice, a lot of these people, they target vulnerable people. And these vulnerable people are at a point in their life where they will try anything. They are desperate. They just need some kind of break. And the way that these reps make these MLM companies out to be, it makes it seem like it's just this beautiful, beautiful thing that they could make a ton of money off of. Unfortunately, that is the sad truth. A lot of people are against the MLM structure. A lot of people are anti-MLM, and a lot of people are starting to educate themselves on the MLM industry. There's a ton of information out there right now. It started as a really small movement, and it's turned into a lot bigger than it was a year ago. I go on YouTube, and because I watch some anti-MLM content along with other things, but I see new faces popping up in thumbnails for anti-MLM content left and right. And I hope that anyone who comes across this video, I'm not trying to personally attack any of these reps, I'm not. But I want people to see the tactics that they use. This translates into every other MLM company, every other MLM rep. They all say the same thing. It's nothing new. But I want to make sure that if anyone comes across this video, they know what tactics to look for, and they know to do research ahead of time. Most of the time, if they came across this video and they clicked on this video, even though it says anti-MLM and they're thinking about joining Monat, then I will applaud them, because they are doing their due diligence and they are doing research on the company before they join it. So anyway, with all that being said, if you have watched up to here, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Make sure to hit like, dislike if that's what you feel like doing, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Monica reporting to you live from a highway. Bye!